Welcome to TC and the Wolf, a brand new podcast featuring the Reverend Tom Chandler, a talented but slightly disgruntled music producer, and Nick Wolf, a singer, songwriter, and technology wizard. Important note, everything we say here is a joke and only for entertainment purposes. Do not take this seriously. The opinions expressed do not represent the views of anyone else or any companies we may be affiliated with. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and share. And as always, drink responsibly and make sure to tip your waiters.
Hello, everyone out there in music land and otherwise. Girls, guys, everybody in the San Fernando Valley that our 7 listeners are contributing and listening to us every week. Thank you very much. This is episode number 15 of TC and the Wolf. And today we have a lot of bullshit to get into, don't we?
15?
It's episode
really
15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Making progress.
We're doing pretty good.
Making headway.
I mean, I'm sorry we were off for a little bit. We had a bunch of issues and, there's been a lot of shit happen that's kept us behind the ball a little bit.
Well, we're going to tell you all about it.
That's right.
And you're here for the stories, aren't you?
I guess people listen
they're
to this.
They're here for something. I don't know what they're here for.
To hear me yammer on about nothing forever, apparently.
They're just looking for alcohol tips.
What's up first today?
So we got a big docket here today, Tom, and we actually sat down and kind of made a little list to try to be a little more streamlined and effective. Mm-hmm. And we wanted to talk about working together on a song recently because we've been focusing so much on the podcasting, we haven't worked on much music lately.
This is really the first topic?
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't care about music anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
I care about music. I just realized other people don't usually, which is a big issue these days.
Well, we got a lot to talk about. But anyways, so I'm working on a song. It's called Make It Out Alive with my group Oceans on Other Planets. And the song has a long history. I'll skip over some of it. But Tom is helping me spice it up and make it the best it can be. And it's really fun working with you, Tom, because we have a good workflow. We move fast. I really like to be efficient and just fucking try stuff, experiment things. And so I came over here a couple weekends ago to start that process, and I'd given you a little bit of heads up, and you had heard the song too.
Yeah, no, and actually the song, in the bones of it, it was very good. Like I liked, and I was hearing the chorus in my head as I was going for walks and shit like that. So I knew it was good, but I didn't feel like it rocked quite hard enough. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we were working on the rock and the
rocking it up
and the ramping up factor of the song,
make it hit a little harder and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And so we came in the one day. Oh, I forgot the whole amp thing. I brought my Mesa Boogie head over and I said, Tom, can we record a real amp? It's been a long time since we've done that. And he, as you can see on his face, he was like really pleased with this idea.
And this motherfucker showed up with a Les Paul with P90s in it into a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. And just so you all know.
And a full 4x12 cab.
Yeah, but that's fine. The cab was not the problem. It was the guitar that you thought would look great on Instagram.
I did it for the gram, dude.
Yeah, and it's the noisiest motherfucker I've ever heard in my whole life. And so
looks great though.
So we started working on this thing, and we're hooking up pedals, we're hooking up everything. Getting it together, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get, number one, there's a ton of 60 cycle hum that come with P90 pickups.
Classic.
Right? It's a classic pickup. It's a good sound, but it's bright, and there's a lot of going on.
Plus, we had it cranked, which is great.
Yeah, and we had the gain way up and stuff like that. So we're gonna get a lot of problems. So this was the day that my noise suppressor, which I've had for about 20 years, decided to take a shit. And it's a good noise suppressor. It's a Boss NS2. I've had it, dude, since like 2000.
Even Yngwie uses the NS2.
Yeah, I've had it since 2003, for real. And it was the first day that, like, it's always been kind of jank, and I've been able to pound on it and pull things around it. It was stable. This was the first day it was not. So we ended up deciding to go to Grayson's Music down the street.
Shout out to Grayson's.
Grayson's is a great place. If you guys need anything guitar related, please go to Grayson's. Connor and those guys down there at the shop, great people. They've made massive leaps in fucking quality through the pandemic.
It's really a beautiful store, quite frankly. I mean, it's like lit really well. They have good quality instruments. The people are nice.
And basically what they have is student level instruments, mid-range instruments, and the majority of the store though is really high-end Gibson, Fender, Martin, and tailor. That's really what they focus on mostly, because as you know, in this area, there's a lot of doctors, a lot of lawyers, a lot of engineers, things like that.
Blues lawyers, that's what we call them.
And shitheads like me. So all the gear
Well, luckily
outside.
you have a store that good in your neighborhood.
Oh, I do.
That's cool.
And I've been friends with all those guys for like 20 years. So it's really cool. And so we went down there. I bought an NS3 by Boss, which I would like to tell everyone is not a superior product. We bought a whole new pedal that we thought was going to do the same thing. And it actually, as Nick switched it on, it did get rid of the 60 cycle hum.
Put it somewhere else.
It introduced a noise probably around 3,500 to 5K that was all... and just making a bunch of noise.
Hurts my
Well, no,
ears.
that's what it was. It was that shit up there. So I wanted to return it, and we didn't get back to the store early enough. So I think these guys think I did like a rental that day, but I did not.
We didn't. We used it for like a couple minutes to test it, and it wasn't working, and we bailed on it.
Yeah, no. I got some new cables, though, and they did take it back at the store because they're homies of mine, and it was cool. But the NS3... I don't suggest it. Go with any other noise gate or anything else.
Gotta get that vintage NS2, people.
Yeah, NS2 is the shit.
So anyways, we recorded a bunch of guitars. You got on the 7-string and added some fat low-end stuff and did some nice bass work and whatnot. And we got through that, and that was super cool. And then was that the night that we went out after that?
Yeah, we went to Jack and Atara's shit later.
Yeah.
We went out to Plastic Rhino, Leah Martin Brown, and Sapient Scar over at Unfriendly Studios that our friend Metal Sanaz runs over there in NoHo, which is a pretty cool place.
Yeah. What I really liked was I couldn't find it. That's part of the charm. It's hidden in a nook on purpose. And when we went in there, I talked to Sanaz and I said, yeah, I couldn't find this damn place. And she said, that's kind of the idea. I don't really want the regular folks finding this place.
No, it's kind of
it's super hip.
It's a private little rehearsal studio, kind of bar area, outdoor area. And it was cool. I mean, the bands could be really fucking loud, but there was one issue that night which really took me by surprise. So,
like any good venue in Los Angeles, there was no sound guy.
That's right. So I walk into the place. I was there probably about half an hour before it started up. I'm seeing Glazer, and he looks like Jesus Christ. He just looks disheveled.
Did he look glazed?
He looked glazed. And I go, what's going on, Jack? And he goes, oh, hey, dude, like, there's no sound person here tonight. He goes, so can that guy be you? And I was like...
He said, you look like your average NAMM guy. You want to step up to the plate?
That's right. I had a short ponytail.
Did you have shorts on that day?
No, I didn't have shorts on. I actually had jeans on because I was planning on going out later that night because the show was going to wrap up at like 11 o'clock or something like that.
You didn't have your camo shorts with the big pockets with like a Leatherman tool in the side and whatnot?
If only I did. So what it is at this place is they have a basic mixer for microphones, and everybody uses the PA as the monitor and the PA, which is kind of wild because it's behind the band.
A little rough.
So that's a little tough to deal with. But what was great is that I did have a good relationship with everybody in all the bands that were there that night. So I could
Sexually?
No, just platonically. So I could go up to them.
Minus a few.
So I could go up to them and go, all right, hey, I need more treble, less gain, less volume. And we could adjust things. So things were sounding really, really fucking good on stage. And then I kind of just filled it out with vocals, and we ran like just an SM57 for the kick drum or something like that. So we get some tick in there for the little...
A little slap. A little slappy.
So honestly, the show sounded really good because everybody were good players, good performers, and we had tracks and stuff like that. Everything ran pretty well. But so I was paid in shots that night. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, that is your usual medium, your usual currency,
so
I would say.
I would say you brought me a triple.
You don't even want to know what was in there, dude.
Well, Tatar and Jack brought me a triple, and then Leah ordered me a triple. So I had three triples.
Man. Plus, you probably came in sauced, you degenerate.
I did, but also my booze got stolen outside.
Oh, you want to talk about that? Well, I want to come back to the sound,
Okay.
but do you want to talk about that?
No, it's fine. But just like I usually leave my booze in a bag tied up somewhere on a fence or something, and no one usually touches it. But unfortunately, the homeless in the neighborhood of North Hollywood took care.
They're sly to your tricks.
They took care of my bottles for me that night. But you guys all hooked me up, and I did get pretty sauced that night.
Well, sound-wise, it did sound pretty good, especially, given that it's like not your typical venue and whatnot. There wasn't even a stage. Everyone's standing, on the floor with everyone else. But it's a cool venue. It's very hip. I like there's a separation in the bar area between the bar and the stage. I've always wanted to own a venue, so I was talking to her about that, and it's very cool. I think we should have her on. Actually, she said she would come on.
Okay.
So that's a future guest. Yeah. We got to line that up.
Metal Sanaz, famous from MySpace and MTV back around, 2008?
She's got so much history, dude.
Yeah,
actually, I said to her, I bet you got a lot of stories. She said, you don't even know how many stories. I'm like, what are we talking here? Tons of stories. And like, we kind of kept that dialogue going. But coming back to the sound, Elliot Larango, who we've talked about on the podcast in the past, was there playing bass for Leah, which
excellent
we
bass
knew.
player, plays for Dorothy.
And Jerry Cantrell.
And Corey Taylor.
And recently Billy Corgan.
Yeah, still on.
So anyways, we were chatting. And so we were actually watching Plastic Rhino. And this is a kudos to all of you fine folks. He said, man, I'm surprised. This sounds quite good in here. Coming from a dude who's super pro, played all those big stages, that's, I would say, a pretty high compliment. I meant to tell Jack that. I don't know if I had a chance. But Jack listens, so he'll find out.
No, and also we had great players up there. We had Omar, we had Crosswhite, we had Johansson, bunch of dudes that can slay. Atara did great. Like it was a pretty fantastic show overall. And the sorry, I need a drink.
Excuse you, my friend.
No, and the final act went up, Sapien Scar, and they've got sorry. A couple of our other friends in the band, and it was great too. Like basically, but the singer from Sapien Scar was really sick. So that was an issue for me. Lynn was really sick, and she had me constantly riding the gain, things like that, because she didn't have enough power that night. So,
how was your gain riding ability after 9 shots of whiskey?
It was beautiful, Nicholas. It was the same that it is every day.
Do you think your gain riding ability improves or degrades?
I think I get more attentive. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but as I drink, I start to think more.
You sound like one of those people that say, I drive better drunk.
Well, honestly, though, here's the thing. I learned to play guitar drunk, and I do that well now. And that's all I'm saying. It's like, it doesn't really affect my thinking or my playing. It affects, like, I guess how I speak and how tired I am. But that's about it. It doesn't really affect, like, and honestly, most days, alcohol ramps me up to get me to focus a little bit.
Have you thought about donating your body to science after this whole ride is over?
I haven't told you this before.
No. Is this a thing?
Yeah. So there was this one time, me and my ex were really high on drugs. It was probably 2023, July or August. We were having this deep discussion about, we were doing all these drugs in a hotel room and shit like that.
Which hotel? Andaz? What are we talking?
No, I think
Caesars?
No, I think it was we were in Huntington Beach down there on the water.
We should talk about our hotel competition after this.
We will. But she brought up to me that she goes, you're so good at drinking. We should really donate your liver to UCLA.
Oh, exactly.
And I said, well, why not my whole body? Because I don't give a fuck what happens after I die. Because I'm dead. They can use it for whatever she wants. She goes, that's an excellent idea. So I had forgotten that she literally went to the website on her laptop.
Filled it out?
And donated my body to UCLA. And I got an email last year that said, just a reminder to confirm that you have donated your body to science, especially liver highlighted in the thing.
I want to see this email, dude.
Yeah, no, I got a confirmation email that I was still going after
it would be funny if they sent it to you on your birthday every year. Like, you're 1 year older.
I think it was.
What?
I think it was this year in January.
We got to look at this after the pod.
They sent it to me. And I was like, well, and I'd totally forgotten because I was super high, super crazy back then. So I did not know what was going on, but it was
I do want to see some of the scientific results, but I do wish you a long, prosperous life, Tom. You know that. Even if you don't wish that upon yourself.
all 5 years will be awesome, I'm sure.
We're going to have a killer 5 years, people. We're going to do about 100 episodes a year.
And 70 grams. That's what anyway.
Okay, so anyways, you do the sound. You saved the day in that regard. That was cool. I had a good night. I bailed out after the Sapien Scar thing. And you went out. You wanted to talk a little bit about this. You went to Bordner's, one of our other hangs.
So me and one of my friends were trying to decide where to go out because she had called me earlier in the day and she's like, we're going to be fucking demons tonight. We're going out all night. It's the fucking time change. We're going to be out till early. I go, okay, I'm down. I'm down to do whatever because I don't have shit to do except work on Nick's song. And that was going to happen at
I'm glad you didn't even think to preserve yourself artistically for my work, Tom.
I was preserved. Everything was preserved.
You were embalmed in whiskey.
So we ended up calling Tyler over there at Bordner's LaBelle or whatever it's called now. And we went to, what's it called? Bar Sin Bar Sinister, where this was interesting. So we went over there and Tyler was like, don't wait in line. Like, I put your name at the door and it said Tom plus a bitch.
Oh.
That's all he put on there. It was hilarious. And so we went in, he got us a bunch of drink tickets. We drank all night. And then we were out dancing, having fun, seeing the people out there. And we had a good time. But then they got to a point where I went to the bathroom and I came back out and I couldn't find anybody. And I was like, oh, I'm starting to like get to level 10
You're
drunk.
in no man's land.
Like I need to go. The point where you go, I need to go home. Like, that's where I was at. So I text her and say, hey, got a bail. If you need a cab, I'll get you one. Let me know. I didn't get any response. She's dancing with a bunch of chicks and whatnot. So I go back out to Hollywood Boulevard and I had to put my ass on a palm tree so I could stand up straight.
Oh my.
I had to literally back up against a leaning palm tree and just be like,
I got to get the security cam footage.
just kind of stand there rocking around like on the road. I'm waiting for my cab, waiting for the Uber to show up. Finally, Uber shows up after about it was like 20 minutes in Hollywood, which is pretty weird. And it felt a lot longer because I was trying to maintain.
Well, also the cabs taper off the later it gets. Yeah.
Yeah. And now this was it was like 3:45 because the time change had happened, right? Mm-hmm. I ended up getting home about 4:45 in the morning. So it was pretty rough. And
didn't you tell me that you fell asleep in the floor right here where we do the pod?
I came in through my door over here. I fell down on the couch and I fell so hard I went straight to the floor. So I just grabbed the pillows off the couch and slept on the floor.
Wow. Now, this brings about a number of thoughts. Number one, folks at home, just in case you didn't realize, we are recording this in Tom's living room. So That's kind of tight. Number two, didn't we just have a talk a couple weeks ago about dialing it back, dialing it down, chilling it out, and all this stuff? And here you are fucking sloshed, tapping out at Bordner's, passing out in the living room.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I was fine before there was no sound guy, and I was completely stressed out. It's the same thing, dude. I react to stress with alcohol. So, like when we were talking about when Leah was here, and there's a whole bunch of people here, and Ron was here pissing me off.
We're finding a pattern.
Yes, so I pour more booze on the problem as I get more agitated and stressed out, and then I end up, maybe not making the best choices. But honestly, I woke up the next day, I was fine. And you were here the whole day. It wasn't that bad.
So then you and I were texting. I'm like, are we still good for one or whatever? Mm-hmm. And you're like, barely ... or whatever. And I'm like, you need to be on your fucking A game, boy. And then you're like, I don't know what you said, but it was some other funny thing, right? So I get over here and I was feeling decent, but not great. I was a little fucked for various reasons that I won't go into. But then we realized you didn't have anything in the house, like not even a bottle of water. And I needed to sing that day. I at least need some water to sing, right?
I had run out of every grocery.
You literally were depleted, fully depleted, physically, mentally, spiritually, and grocerily.
I was physically anorexic that day. I was emotionally anorexic, everything.
So we were getting set up to record some vocals and do some stuff. And we were already feeling this track, and it was going really well overall. Then we realized, okay, we're going to have to take a little time out and go to the old grocery store. Tom and I hop in the old hoopty Benz, go down to the grocery store, and I got some funny videos that I hope we're going to post at some point. But I got Tom shopping for like Totino's pizza rolls, buying a big thing of Jim Beam, being grouchy, at me, classic shit. But that was fun. We loaded up on drinks and stuff like Sprites and this and that.
Things like that. So
protein bars.
Something to drink and eat while we're here.
And then we came back and we got back into it. And basically we added some new drums, bass, guitar, some guitar layers, some really cool synths that I really wanted on that track, which is dope.
And you did some screamier singing.
Some screaming. And just kind of rocked it up like we said. Mm-hmm. But Tom, really, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I feel like we've known each other for quite a while. We've done quite a lot of songs together. I felt like it was kind of a, like our collaborative efforts had congealed. Like we were really collaborating really well across those 4 days of time, however long it was.
As opposed to all the other days we've collaborated?
No, it's like levels, man. It's like levels, right? So I think even from the first day, we were able to collaborate pretty well. And that's what I really like, because it was smooth and fast and easy. Like you don't want like shit getting in the way of the creativity. And when we're working, we don't have that problem, which is awesome. But it's like any relationship, it matures over time.
That's
so
true.
I felt like it was a very mature version of our collaboration in a very good way. And you kind of know what I'm going for more than ever. And I know how you work more than ever. It's really working well, man. And then we added all these cool layers that I think are really going to take the song to the next level. So I'm appreciative of that. And I had a really good time doing it. And like I told you, when we finished up and we're like, okay, like we both looked at each other, we're kind of like, I think it's done now, you know?
Yeah.
Which is a great sign.
It was about 35 tracks later.
Yeah, exactly.
But we got
35 stereo tracks. But what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, and also you said to me something I don't think you've ever said. Nick, you did a really great job today.
Because I'm that asshole.
And you said, I think this is your best song.
It is.
That's very meaningful.
It 100% is your best song. So I was stoked to do that, and God, that was a long.
But it's kind of a rough day in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
Getting started.
It was rough getting started, but once we got started, I think we got done at like 9 or 10 that night, didn't we? We went a long time.
We fucking ripped it, dude.
What's next?
And then you want to talk about the exporting problem next, or you want to save that for later?
Jesus, I have no idea how this happened, dude. We just figured this out today, and this has been pissing me off. No lies. Okay, so me and Aaron Palmer worked on this song called "She Can Put on a Show" back in January, and for some reason, since I exported the song in January, everything I exported was labeled 001 DI. She can put on a show, and it
dash whatever it really is.
Whatever it really is,
like bass,
and it had been that way. And normally the program defaults to whatever the title of the track is or whatever you type in, and it moves to that. And I couldn't figure it out like for fucking ever.
So he sent me like 100 files, and every single file has, what is it?
She can put on a show.
She can put on a show in it. So it's like DI, she could put on a show, bass, synth, da-da-da-da. And I have to clean this up to send this off to my other buddy who's working on the track. So I literally sat there one by one on my Mac, like laying in bed like this, changing the file name.
You think that's bad for one song? I've been doing that for like fucking 4 months now, dude.
So then I come back over here today, and my other guy's saying, dude, the files are hard to understand what's going on. There's a bunch of DIs, DI2s, D2s, all this fucking shit. How am I supposed to group it and categorize it and mix the song and all this stuff? So I said, Tom, the thing we thought was going to happen. It's not very usable like this. And he's like, well, I don't know how to get it. It says she can dance.
She can put on a show.
Why can't I remember?
We've done more promo for Aaron's song that isn't even out
Check
yet.
out that song. I never heard of it. I guess it must be good.
It's coming out soon.
But anyways, I was able to find the bug and fix it, so we were able to export the shit properly.
Jesus Christ.
So now for everybody who comes by and does songs with Tom, you can have your shit
I'll go thank God
exported
for Nick
properly.
Wolf because he saved my life.
I want 1% of all proceeds for fucking fixing your exports.
Jesus Christ, that's horrible. But no, I've been dealing, like, here's the thing, guys. I am a good person at writing, at being creative, and I can basically operate Cubase, get through it, do edits, things like that. I can move through stuff like that pretty quickly. When it comes to deep level computer stuff or agreements, storage, things like that, like, I just don't know what I'm doing a lot of the time because I didn't have a computer until fucking 2006. Like,
I was going to say until 2020.
No, until 2006, I didn't have a computer in my life at all.
That's fascinating.
But no, it's all been a new thing. When I went to high school, I remember the first time I saw a computer. It was in 1993, my graduating year from high school.
Wow! And
it was the first time. It was like a little Mac, like 2E or some shit, and they were showing us like tabs that were up at the University of Minnesota that we could look up, and it was all like, you know, DOS level writing and stuff like that. And then when I was in college, the only access I had to computers was you could go to the computer lab, you could sit in a queue of chairs behind a big table in the middle, and you would wait twice a week to read your email for 15 minutes, and then they kick you out of the lab.
Fucking crazy,
That's
bro.
all it was. And you could go to like a couple websites where you're reading your email on like Explorer or whatever, and then they kick you the fuck out. So I get out of college, it's like 1998 now. Okay, like Napster's coming around. People are ripping CDs. I have no idea what they're doing. I don't have a computer at home. All I have is a bunch of recording gear. And like I had a Yamaha piano, electric piano.
What were you recording on, like 4-track cassettes and
I was
things?
recording largely on, I think I had a 16-track machine at that point. And then I moved on to a 24-track machine when I moved to Salt
Like a
Lake.
Fostex or something?
No, it was a big Yamaha AW441 like D, and it was a big digital recorder, and it had a pretty good, like I think it had like a 10 gig drive or something like in it, and you could edit barely with it, but
How do you export out of there?
you print it to a CD. Actually, on the
the
unit.
machine has a CD burner thing?
And it would burn it to the CD.
Holy shit.
And then you could make copies
It's advanced
of the
technology.
CD. But that was the best we had at the time. And I used to record everything before that on like Tascam DA88s, like the cartridge tape machines with SMPTE code on them. So we would do...
Shout out to SMPTE.
You just love that. You love bringing SMPTE up. No, but that's what was weird. And then when I moved out here in 2001. I didn't have enough money for a computer. I didn't know how to use a computer. Like my ex-girlfriend would print me directions off of MapQuest and give me the Thomas Guide and say, have fun. Like the Thomas Guide was this book.
Oh, fuck.
You guys that are too young to understand this. It was a book of maps that started in LA County at the top of LA County, which would be like, say, Palmdale or something like that.
Palmdale.
That's right. And it'd be like 0012 Palmdale. And then you'd flip it over, it'd be 0013 Palmdale, and then you could move down through the maps and see the cities all the way till you got to the ocean. And the Thomas Guide was like this thick. It was in the backseat of everybody's car. And you could use MapQuest, but like you couldn't look anything up on a phone, so you just print out the directions wherever you were going.
And then like, you're out there driving, and if stuff has changed, but the data in the computer system didn't change, you would have wrong information, right?
Right.
So then you'd be like, what the fuck do I do? And then you'd probably have to ask people, right?
And they'd be like, go down Brookhurst and take a left at the 91, get on there.
I have seen
head
some
north.
really funny, both non-funny and funny skits where it's like, go down the 2, hang a left at the thing, you'll see a stop sign, you'll see a lady with fruit, like all this stuff.
Well, but here's what's funny, dude. When I was growing up and like I was in Utah for college and stuff like that, we would go to these gigs where it'd be like, okay, so you're going to get off the real road, which was Access 56. You're going to go left on Dirt Pine Drive, which was like a dirt road, and they'd be like, okay, so you're going to go all the way out.
Take that for 50 clicks.
They go out to where the fence ends, go right, go all the way down till you see the irrigation start in the deer carcass, and then you're going to go left, and then you'll see this little shithole you're playing at on the right side. Like it was literally shit like that we used to like you just think about it or write it down on your hand or something like that, and then go drive somewhere.
And like your friend group would probably all try to like remember pieces of it, and then you'd be arguing about what was actually the right thing.
Yeah, and you tried to put a strobe light out or something so people could see it, like in the middle of the desert and shit like that. It was crazy, dude. Like there was no.
You ever watch Breaking Bad?
I love Breaking Bad.
There's all kinds of great stuff in there, but like there's one thing where they're stranded in the RV way out because they were cooking meth, and they call up like Skinny Pete or whatever, and they say, yo, Skinny Pete, you got to come out here, we have no water, we have no gas, the RV's shut down. And he says, oh yeah, sure, I'll be there. And like 8 hours go by, now it's dark, and they call him up again, and Skinny Pete goes, yeah man, I went right past the river and stuff, I'm almost there. And he goes, oh, you went past the river, okay, cool, I'll see you soon, man. And then Walt's like, there is no river, you fucking idiot. Because the guy was never coming. That's the point.
No, that's what you used to get. You used to get directions like that. So like, and if you had to get off MapQuest, you had to go into like an encyclopedia of roads, like in your back of your car, and drive around. So like I said, I've had no computer until like 2005, 2006. And when I got on it, I got Cubase SX because my friend worked at M Audio and they were doing a deal with them. And that's the only way I got into, and I only knew how to use that with what Casey showed me for years and years and years. So, I mean, I just had no...
given that history and context, bro, you're not doing so bad. You operate Cubase pretty well. You're pretty fast. You're quite good at, for example, drum programming and editing. I'd say that is a superpower of yours.
Yeah, but that's not really anything that
it's
involves
not computer centric,
no.
But I mean, you are like, and you're going in there, you're drawing like velocity curves and all of this stuff. But I did help Tom learn how to search for files on his drive, create new folders.
And you set up the
compress
time. You set
a
up the
file.
time machines.
I set up time machines for your drives. Everyone who's recording here, that's another 1% I'm taking off of your proceeds.
2% of all my proceeds go to Nick Wolf at this point.
Ron Geffen, can you help me put this into a contract?
No, I don't want Ron to put anything into a contract. He drives me nuts.
But anyways, next? Life is good. Do you want to talk about this fact that there's going to be a podcast movie thing, a horror-oriented podcast thing?
Oh, yeah. So, like, because our first podcast was largely paranormal, if you remember. There's a new podcast. What is it called? Fucking, I got to look this up. Sorry.
By the way, folks at home, we're keeping one phone near us to do lookups and keep ourselves honest. I think that is an advancement in our show.
Yeah, we're trying to figure this out.
We need to research from time to time.
Let's see what this. Okay, this movie is. God damn it! Keep talking, Nick.
Well, I'll talk about my neighbor, by the way. I mean, I have plenty of interesting neighbors, and every place I've lived, I've had interesting neighbors, thank God. But a guy texts me and he says, "Hey, man, are you a big hard cider guy?" And I'm like, "What, dude?" He's like, "Do you consider yourself a big hard cider guy?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I don't consider myself one." And he's like, "Well, do you want all this hard cider I have?" And I'm like, "No." Now, keep in mind, he texted me at like, I don't know, 1 o'clock, let's say. I didn't respond because I'm in the middle of 100 things. By 3 o'clock, he's texting me back like, "Yes, question mark?" Like he's desperate to get an answer about what's the fate of this fucking cider. So I finally replied because I'm like, he must have his pants on fire. So I'm like, okay, no, dude, thanks a lot, but I don't really need the cider. And he goes, "What about anyone else in your house?" I'm like, "No, dude." He's like, "Okay, ... It's very Seinfeldian if you ask me.
It is. It's like Newman trying to like give Jerry something.
Yeah, trying to give him like the mail from the next apartment or something. He's like, "Thanks for the offer, but I don't really need that."
Okay, so back to this movie. It's called Undertone. And this is really interesting because it's a movie about a girl that does a paranormal podcast. She gets really broke in a big city, has to move back to her mom's old house. And she's doing the podcast with somebody on Skype that's in a different state. And that person comes across a bunch of emails that include clips of audio from what they think is a murder or a seance or some weird shit. And as they're listening to it, things change and apparently like haunting starts in the house. So this movie was made for $500K, dude, which is a low budget for an indie movie. And it did about $8 million this last weekend. I'm going to go see it tonight.
That's a nice margin.
Yeah, so I'm looking for that's the thing about horror movies, dude. And especially found footage horror movies, it's the biggest margin you could ever get to. I mean, I think
Blair Witch.
Yeah, Paranormal Activity, when they first put it out, I think that it was like $15 million in the budget, made $250 million.
That much?
Yeah, it's crazy because
maybe I'm in the wrong business, Tom.
Well, no, here's the thing with horror though. You don't need stars. You don't need crazy digital graphics and things like that. What you need is a concept, but there will always be an audience. There'll always be a certain amount of people that are into horror and the occult and violence and things like that want to go out and see material like this. So horror movies are the biggest amount of margin you can make on anything.
Well, and you're kind of indicating this, but it could be like non-specific. Like it doesn't have to be entrenched in a certain like subgenre necessarily. Like horror people just like to see a lot of different kinds of horror. They're like almost more open-minded.
And there are people that are more particular or like feel more for one or another type of horror, but it's crazy how many people you can catch with just that net, just saying it's a horror movie or suspense thriller kind of thing. How many people will actually tune in, watch something like. There were even guys that me and Blair were watching, my best friend Blair, we were watching a bunch of like movies. We tried to find shitty ones on Amazon we've never seen before.
I've seen you post some funny things about this.
But there's one guy, dude, who makes the same movie over and over and over again, and it's on Amazon like 16 different times.
Well, I might have to talk to some people about that.
No, and we're like, how is this dude? It's like a psycho clown, and it'll be like The Haunting of Jesse's House. And the next one will be like
Haunting of Dave's House.
The Haunting of Dave's Manor. And the next one will be like Haunting at the Rothschild Estate. And it's like, it's the same shit every fucking time. It's the same costumes.
That's pretty funny,
it's the same people. It's the same Ouija board. They just keep refilming it and doing different shit with it.
Who's the person who made it? Do you know?
I'll have to tell you. There's another one, though, all right, so this is an interesting movie that me and my friend Dave Van Diggity from All Hail the Yeti got into. It's a guy named Nigel Bach, okay? He makes movies called Bad Ben, horror movies, on his iPhone. And the budget for every movie is $300.
Amazing.
And it's basically a 50-year-old guy in New Jersey walking around his house in his underwear with ring camera footage and iPhone footage that he whacks up and adds music to and makes into horror movies. And it is some of the worst shit I've ever seen, but there are 9 sequels. I've seen them all, and it's fucking hilarious, dude.
I'm intrigued.
I mean, Bad Ben, look up. I mean, there's Bad Ben, The Way In. There's Bad Ben, the Crescent Circle Clown. There's Bad Ben, Haunted Highway.
Where do you see this?
It's on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Amazon buys all this shit from like Nigel Bach and like puts it up like, and you're like,
well, it could be because they have a side of their business where they let people just upload whatever, and then it's up to the audience to decide are they going to buy it or not.
But you'd be surprised how many views this stuff on Amazon Prime gets, dude. And like how many people online talk about it. So like I said, I watch all horror movies. Me and my brother came up with like a mantra back in the day where it's not about watching good horror. It's about watching all horror. So me and my brother watch everything that's released and fucking talk about it.
You know, sometimes you try to give me this impression that you have such limited time because you're so busy. But if you're able to do some bullshit like this, something tells me you got plenty of time, my friend.
There's a lot of time drunk in bed just going, what's this about? Let's see what this is.
You know, that does remind me, though. One day we were working on, we were editing one of the podcasts. And it was one of those ones where the guest had asked us to slice and dice some non-choice content. And my idea was to, in the gap there, let's put a little music. And then we came up with, well, let's use like the
Jeopardy.
Curb Your Enthusiasm music first. And then we were like, well, that's kind of copyrighted. Then we went to Jeopardy. So you went in there, you got your laptop, you brought it in here, and you plugged the laptop probably an 1/8 inch out to like a 1/4 inch stereo into the API, right? And I'm like, what are you doing with the fucking laptop, bro? What do we need that for? You're like, I'm getting you the sound effect that you wanted for this little gap or whatever. And what is that, like a compact? What is that computer?
Oh, it's like an old like HP.
HP, okay. Yeah. And I don't know how we got into this, but you're like, oh yeah, this is my computer. I'll only use it for like personal things or whatever. And I was like, dude, you have a fucking PC laptop from that old ago? Like it's probably full of so many viruses. And then you're like, there's nothing on this computer, man. All I use this for is whacking off late at night. And I was like, my point exactly, bro. You're probably pulling up sketchy fucking sites.
I don't download.
And then you're getting bullshit into your thing.
I only stream, bro.
But then as we were going on and you were recording the little sound
I'm
or whatever.
glad this is about my personal time.
The computer like fucking flipped out and it like blacked out for a second and it went like pixelated on the screen and you were like, oh my God, what happened? I was like, dude, it's the viruses. They're fucking up your computer. And then you were like, actually, I'm not even so worried about like external viruses or whatever. This computer has seen the worst that it could possibly see. And I was like, holy shit.
It has. That's my rotten.com computer from back in the day.
You know, pro tip, you might want to put a little tape over the camera on there. Have you thought about that?
No, why?
You don't want Russians spying on you when you're whacking into Little Ben's ring footage.
Bad Ben, not Little Ben. Little Ben sounds like I'm in Epstein files, you piece of shit.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
It's horrible. Oh, God. What an episode
That
this
is
has
not
turned
what
out
I
to be,
meant.
ladies and
That is not
gentlemen.
what-
Jesus
But
Christ.
anyways, guys, if you ever see Tom's HP laptop, just run. Just fucking run.
And don't touch it because it's covered in
Don't touch that shit.
God knows what.
But it was used in the production of one episode of this podcast.
I use it for a lot, dude. I mean, that is the one.
I don't think you're doing your taxes on that thing.
I'm not. There's just a lot of, let's say, personal information
Files.
sent from old flames and things like that that's stored there, you know.
Basically, this is like Pandora's box. It's got all your ex-girlfriend's emails from different ones, and then it's got like the sketchiest videos on the internet.
Yes, it does. It's not. It's you know what's fucked up though. Like I used
There's more.
I used to have an ex that had a dark web computer that she called the Dirty Little Slut. Okay.
Well, I do like the name, I will say.
Okay. So she had the Dirty Little Slut, which was only for the uses of
Silk Road or some shit?
buying drugs.
On Silk Road.
Yeah. So she would go on there and only use it for that, downloading illegal movies, seasons of TV, shit like that from like crazy sites, and it was all on a VPN and locked in.
Because this is the person I'm thinking of.
Yes,
who is technically savvy.
Where we would, you could buy lots of drugs and things like that on there, and with impunity get lots of packages delivered and things like that to your house. It was pretty wild, but like that computer only got open
I would
for
say
those activities.
Another pro tip. Anyone who's doing that, probably you shouldn't have stuff delivered to your actual home address.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It was like to a PO nearby.
Okay. All right.
So, I mean, there were things that, you do that you're not exactly proud of as time goes on. And that was one of those things.
One of them is running sound at Unfriendly Studios.
It was not my proudest
See how I brought it full circle, though?
You brought it full circle. That's pretty good.
This has been a fun one.
Yeah.
I'm having a blast.
Should we end it here?
I think so, man.
Okay,
I think so.
We're going to end it here. This has been TC and the Wolf, and thank you guys for listening. We're going to come back. We've got more shit for you next week, so please continue to tune in, follow up with us. And the problem for us has been clips getting done lately, like we're trying to figure out.
We're about to speed it up. We're about to hit warp drive.
Yeah, we got to get that more tucked in. There will be more guests after the next episode. We're trying to book some people, put them on the schedule. A lot of great people coming in. We got film directors. We've got music artists. We've got actors. We've got the whole 9 yards coming in here. There's a lot of people that surprisingly have hit us up and want to be here. So again, this has been...
Can we get Phil Anselmo, dude? Didn't we talk about
I got him before, so we could try that again.
Get Phil, dude. I just want to say one last thing.
Okay.
Thanks to everybody for the comments on the clips on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. It really does help with getting the stuff out there. And we also love to hear from you, so please keep it coming. Even if you disagree or you don't like it, feedback is welcome.
That's right. So this has been TC and the Wolf. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, coming by, and we will talk to you next week. Peace.